petrol heads, you are watching In Gear and this is Mission Control with me, Lakshmi. What a show this week. First, Dino flies to Sardinia, Italy to bring you the exclusive test drive of the all-new Volkswagen Golf Mk7. Then the Glam Lalaki Boys shows us cool driving-inspired footwear. Then, can we substitute a portable GPS unit without smartphones? We find out in Gadget Nation on the road. Finally, here's one for the people, the Nissan Almera, but tuned by Impulse. Enjoy!
The love affair started in 1974 and 7 generations on, it is still the definitive German hatchback which thrills and excites at the mere mention of the name. And we are here in Sardinia for Malaysia's first TV exclusive of the drive of the all-new Volkswagen Golf Mk7, and I for one is definitely very excited to drive it. Come on. Well, first up, I'm testing out this 2-litre TDI with a 6-speed manual gearbox. Now, I know that, well, chances are very low that this car is going to get to Malaysia, but with 320 Newton meters of torque, I promise you it is exciting to drive. Like I said, these are the 2-litre TDI variants. We're probably not going to get these diesel variants in Malaysia, but just for information's sake, they produce 150 PS plus 320 Newton meters of torque, which makes it go woof. Now, what does it share with the petrol variants? Of course, is the design and also the dimensions. Take one quick look at these cars over here and you know that they are the Golf 7 because they are definitely much sharper. Sharper headlamps, sharper tail lamps. It just gives the car that much sharper feeling and look to it, which is brilliant. But here's the new innovative bit, which is over here. The hood is actually longer and the cab is pushed backwards. It gives you that sense of a backwards cab position with a long hood, which is always associated with the premiumness of a car. Think Bentleys with long hoods and you get the picture that I'm trying to paint for you here. And also, of course, a hallmark of any Golf, the sharp design of the T-pillars over here, which immediately identifies it as a Golf, albeit being the all-new Mk7 Golf. Now, one thing you cannot fault Volkswagen for, their knowledge in doing interiors, and this one on the Golf 7, it is remarkable. It's a really beautiful place to be in, but at the same time, if you're a fan of the current range of Volkswagen products, you'll find this interior quite familiar. Innovative, innovated, but not necessarily replaced. Now, what we like about it, okay, 6 things. Number one, the black piano inserts that has been used liberally across the dash. It's beautiful. Despite being shiny, it doesn't leave unsightly marks, unlike some of the other brands out there, so that we like. Number two, the steering wheel is a great thing to behold. It's got the flat bottom that adds that sporty spiciness to it, and the leather is really nice and really soft. And the buttons are very beautifully laid out as well, with some new buttons here. Now that's the second thing. The third thing that we like is, of course, this Discover Pro media system with a proximity sensor. If you run your fingers close to it, pop-up menus will magically appear. We like that. And it's got a very large 8-inch screen. We're not sure if this is going to go to Malaysia, but if it does, hey, booyah! We love that because it's beautiful and it's the interface and the graphics really well thought of as well. Okay, what else do we like about this? The quality of the materials in general are top-notch. It's Volkswagen, it's German, so you kind of know. They're related to Audi, and you know Audi makes the best interiors. Well, this one has got some of the genes being passed down to this, so it's got really great soft touch plastics, and the fabrics are really good. Speaking of fabrics on the seats hug you really well. It's a very snug place to be in. Some variants come with leather seats. This one in particular comes in fabric, and what's not to like about it? And the last pièce de résistance, the center display in between your two clocks. Number one, it has beautiful graphics of the car that tells you when your doors are open. You can just sit here and be like, oh, that's my car, it's really cool. Yeah, you will do that because it's that beautiful. But at the same time, when you're driving, if you've got the nav on, it shows you the directions that you should be pointing your car right there on your screen. But more importantly, it reads road signs. So if you're in an area with 110 km/h speed limit, it will show you, in the shape of a road sign, 110 km speed limit. So you don't have to look far and start looking for signs because it will all be there. So this interior, top notch. You want to talk about the Golf, obviously you have to talk about the drive, because that's, the meat of it. This is the shock part of the ownership experience of a Volkswagen Golf. Okay, so this variant is the 1.4 TSI. That means it's a turbocharged fuel injection engine. It pumps out 140 PS. And this is a new engine because it has this system called ACT, which is basically an active cylinder control system. What it does is it shuts down cylinders that are not in use so that it promotes efficiency. This car is 100 kilograms lighter than the previous generation, and it's 23% even more efficient. So those are the numbers that are hyped up by Volkswagen. But one thing that has not changed is the funness of the drive. This car obviously is fun to drive. It's got a modular performance suspension set up at the back and McPherson's up front. So those two combined, these are pretty much lightweight suspensions, which promotes comfort, but at the same time handling is not compromised. So look, I'm taking twisties here in Sardinia. Still feels very planted. The engine gives you the right amount of torque exactly when you need it. So this is coupled, of course, with the ever tried and ever tested and ever proven 7-speed DSG gearbox. It's a favorite. We know that the DSG does really well. Consistency, it's a big problem. Nay, it's a huge problem. You know what they say? That sequels will never be as good as the original. So many companies did not get it right, but Volkswagen, they did. Now, this car not only looks better than the previous generation, it drives better than the last generation. It cares for the environment more. It cares for your wallet more. That is precisely why this car is the most holistic car available in the market these days, because it feeds the purpose of the young petrol head wanting fun and thrills, and the practical family man who wants a good, reliable and safe car for his family. Now, mark my words, kids, if you're 10 to 15-year-old, when the Golf GTI comes out later on, your wall will feature that magnificent car. And it is that value, that ethos of perfection that has made the 7 generations of Volkswagen Golfs the car that everybody desires. Now, we are in Sardinia. That is God's beautiful creation. This is a creation by man that every man should be proud of.